shows and paints a very interesting picture back when the New York Times first broke the private server scandal.
We have Mary Alice.
It's interesting, Mary Alice, ABC News correspondent in New York, that this campaign is dominated by emails. This time, Wikileaks. Right? We're reading about hacked emails, about possibly hacked emails.
Right. It's a death by emails for the Democrats this campaign cycle. It's true. Emails about emails on emails. You're exactly right.
So this latest batch points a very interesting portrait of Hillary Clinton's most closest advisors visibly upset with the fact and the news that that private server in Chappaqua existed.
You know, it's really interesting. We're seeing her top campaign, exactly like you're saying, her campaign manager and chairman looking really surprised that it was such a big story, that it wasn't taken care of, that it wasn't handled, looking, at least in these emails, like they were sort of blindsided by the depth of the story.
We're also seeing Chelsea Clinton sort of stand up a little bit in these as well.
You know, the emails span a decade. It's really interesting to sort of see the evolution of the Clinton world, the family, the foundation, money coming in for Bill Clinton. It's a big web and sort of big giant painted picture that we're seeing through these emails. And you're exactly right. In 2011 and 2012, Chelsea Clinton coming on board of the foundation and really saying that she feels like she needs to help clean house, that she thinks that there's just too much back and forth, too much conflict of interest, money that looks too weird. And she starts hiring some internal lawyers and investigators and really ruffles some feathers with some of her dad's closest staff.
Yeah, I don't think that needs to be pointed out, that Chelsea Clinton wanted an internal audit to see if, and they used the words, if there was any quid pro quo going on here.
Exactly. She's really worried about the idea of conflict of interest, that some of his former staff are invoking his name when they're talking to clients, trying to bring in money for the foundation, money for Bill Clinton without his permission, without talking to her and her dad first. She's unclear as to what everyone's role is. You know, she's basically saying, hey, guys, who do you work for? Do you work for my dad? Do you work for the foundation? If not, if you're just a paid consultant, we need to have the books right. And some of the staff is replying and saying, you know, how dare you? You don't realize everything we've been doing for your dad and your family. So there's really a lot of finger pointing and name calling that we see in these emails. The
Clinton campaign also, we learn, was loath to apologize for this in the beginning.
For the email server, you're exactly right. There's all this email traffic about how she could handle the email server issue. Her staff saying, gosh, why doesn't she apologize? Here's a draft statement. Here's an idea of something she could say. What if she did this kind of interview? What if she said this sorts of things, for months and months and months before she actually started sort of making the rounds and apologizing on TV.
So the Clinton campaign has finally came out, apologized, as it says in some of these stories. She's tried to get in front of it. She never really has. But this latest batch of emails paints a very different picture. Has the Clinton campaign said anything in reference to this latest batch of embarrassing emails?
You know, the Clinton campaign has really not wanted to touch these WikiLeaks emails at all. They have not confirmed or denied any of the individual emails. You know, they're very quick to defend the foundation and to say, look, the foundation does amazing work internationally, and we have disclosed all of our donors since the very beginning. And Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton have released all their tax returns. Like, we are an open book. But as far as these individual emails, we're not talking about them. Instead, they are really quick to bring up the fact that U.S. government agencies really believe that Russia is behind a lot of these hacks.
Really interesting stuff. Mary Alice Parks, ABC News correspondent in New York. Mary, have a good weekend. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
All right. Really, really interesting stuff. And her campaign's been saying the same things that many people in public have been saying, which is, what was going on? Why you're smarter than this if you knew you were going to run for president. Mm-hmm. It also makes her surrogates look less than genuine, because they're out there on the front lines trying to say, don't look at the man behind the curtain, look at this over here. And it turns out internally they were very upset by it. So it's got egg on everyone's face. Mm-hmm.